Greetings, this is Wanda, this is Diaspora Connect. Thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome back to my faithful subscribers. Thank you for rocking with me from day one. Thank you for being with me from the very beginning, from 2020, when I left the USA and moved to Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, during the COVID era. And so thank you for being with me and welcome to my new subscribers. I want to say welcome to the channel. Welcome in the room. You are very welcome. Karibu sana, karibuni to the channel. Yes. And I got on my Tanzania shirt today, family. Got on my TZ shirt today. So I decided to wear my TZ shirt until I get some t-shirts with my logo on it. So that is in the works. I'm ordering some t-shirts. And I know I've been saying that, but for real. I'm ordering some t-shirts with my logo on it. My logo is down on the right side of the screen. So I'm ordering some t-shirts, and then when I do my videos, I'll start wearing my t-shirts so you can see them. Please, family, visit my store. Yes, I have an online store, and I sell t-shirts, and this is unisex. So I sell t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs. I have two colors. I have blue, I have black and white. All of my merchandise is white because I don't know. Something about white. It's just that it got that purity vibe. Yes, it does get dirty, but I like white. So almost all my merchandise, almost all of it is white. I have one T-shirt that's blue, navy blue, and I have a coffee mug that's black with the blue logo on it. So, but everything else is white. So the coffee mugs, I have fanny packs for those who, like travel somewhere, maybe on the continent or any other country, and you want to carry your items around your waist. The one that I have may be for women because it's white. I don't know if men would carry something like that, but anyway, yeah, it's white. So with my logo on it, I have those necessity bags. I would say makeup bags, but you can put more than just makeup in there. So like you might have like your deodorant, you might have your own soap, you might have your toothpaste, your toothbrush, all your necessities. It's a pouch, a zip pouch that you can put your necessities in. So whether you're a man or woman, it is white with the logo on it. And I also have a bag that you can carry over your shoulder. I guess it's like, it's a small bag, but like if you're out walking around and you want to pick up some fruit from the market, if walk in and you see some things you want to pick up, sometimes they don't, especially if you're in Africa or even in the West, if you are going to a store that they don't you have to pay for bags and you want to grab a few things and you want to use your own bag. It's one of those bags that you can just carry on your shoulder or in your hand. Almost, I say like kind of like a grocery bag. That's what it's put me in the mind of, but it's a necessity. You can put whatnots in it. Like you might have a bag that you want to carry your headphones, your earbuds, your water bottle, stuff like that. You can carry it in that bag. So yeah. But anyway, don't forget to check out my merch store linked on the channel. It's linked on the channel. So super excited about that. Super excited about last live. I got my first super chat, super thanks from my subscribers. So thank you. You know who you are. Thank you so much for your contribution, for your donation, for the blessing. So this video, in this video, I wanted to talk about my experience living here in Tanzania, dealing with like Arabs and Indians. Those are the only ones I really deal with. I deal with some white people, but not as many as with Arabs and Indians. I see more Arabs and Indians here in Tanzania, in Dar es Salaam, where I am. There are Chinamen here. Also, and I go to their stores, but they're different. Chinamen to me are like white people. They act the same. Like they don't have, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. They just have a different kind of vibe. But anyway, Indians and Arabs. So living here as a Black American in Tanzania, got my shirt on today. Shout out to Tanzania. Shout out to East Africa. Boo, 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 boo. Shout out. And it's something about the East that I have an affinity to because I'm from the East Coast in America. I'm from New Jersey. So East Coast in America. Now I'm in East Africa. Some about the East, and then we pray to the East. Some about the East that I'm vibing with, right? So shout out to East Africa. But anyway, my experience with Arabs and Indians has been and I'm gonna be honest, and this might, it's my honesty. I just don't know what else to say. It's just my experience and my honesty about my experience with Arabs and Indians in Africa, in Tanzania. It's a sad truth, but it's a reality. And when I say that, after I tell you my experience, this is why you're going to know when I say it's a sad experience. It's a sad truth because every time I deal with Arabs or Indians, whether I go to their store, shop with them, eat at their restaurants, top-notch service, top-notch respect. And I know that being from the U.S. and having that accent, having the accent, when you go on certain stores, they do tend to treat you different different than they would treat a local African person. So if I went into a store, an Arab or Indian store, they may treat me different as a local than they would treat me as a Black American, if that makes any sense. Especially if they hear the accent. So whenever I go into a Arab store or Indian store, and then I start speaking, I get top notch service, top notch. They be running to help me. They very accommodable, very polite, very kind. I know some sisters had some issues with some of the Arab women, but I haven't had any bad experiences with Arabs or Indians since I've been living here in Tanzania, and I shop with them all the time. Not that I focus on shopping with them, but a lot of the stores that we normally go to, where the prices are regulated, then that's when they usually own those stores, a lot of them. Um, so top-notch service, you know, for example, Shoppers is one of the most popular places that we shop as diaspora that come to Tanzania as foreigners, diaspora. A lot of us go to Shoppers because it's like any grocery store that we would have in the West. So we shop there a lot, and whenever I go there, if ever I need anything, and I go to like the service desk where a lot of the Indians or the Indian sit or the Arab sit, they own it. They come right up to me. I start asking them and they own it. Sometimes they send someone to help me. Sometimes they'll go to help me. Like, I've never had a bad experience with an Arab or Indian here in Tanzania. And it's amazing because they don't act like this in America. The Arabs and the Indians in America, they don't vibe with us like that. They don't talk to us like that. They basically look down on us, in America for some reason. And that's, I guess I know what it is. It's like they just take a page out of the handbook of the white supremacists. So they just follow whatever the white people do. And so because the white people treat us like crap, then all the other nations that come to America, they treat us like crap. Even some of the Africans and some of the Caribbean people, not all, but they just tend to follow what the Mzungus do, the Wazungus do, the white people. So, but here in Tanzania, the Arabs and the Indians, they have given me nothing but big time respect. Even when you go to, like, if I go to their restaurants, it's like, it's weird because they know what we like, even from the service to the quality of the food to the, just everything. They kind of know what we're accustomed to almost, and they have it all laid out. And so it surprises me being here in Africa to get this type of service from Arabs and Indians, when in America it's different. They think differently and they don't treat us that way. Initially, when they go there, they're probably, good people and kind or whatever. But when they get under that white supremacist regime and they take a page out of their book and they want to be like them, then they start disrespecting Black Americans, FBAs. So, but yeah, I've had nothing but really, really good experiences, positive experiences with Arabs and Indians here in Tanzania. And it surprises me every time that, you know, even if I get a dish that I'm like, oh, I don't really like it. And if I tell them like, oh, I thought this was this, or I wanted this, they're going to accommodate us. They're going to accommodate me. From my experience, like they might ask me, do you want to try this one? But they'll take it back. They won't charge me for it. Like it's hard to go to a restaurant that's owned by a local that they will take the food back. They'll be like, sorry, I can't take that back. You got to pay for that. Like they don't exchange food. Local restaurants don't exchange food, but the foreign ones do. So if you get a dish that you don't like, or if you get a dish that you thought it would taste a certain way, but it didn't, they will get you something else. They will exchange it for you, and you won't have to pay. But yeah, so that is the difference that I have noticed living here in Tanzania. It's like the Arabs and the Indians, they give me big time respect. They be jumping when I come in. And I understand that they know that we come in with the US dollars. And I get that. I do get that, you know, we have the USD, even though we're not spending USD here in the country, we're spending T shillings, but they know that we're coming from somewhere else. So they kind of treat us a little bit differently, a lot differently, because with some of the locals, I don't see them treating them as nice. Some of the locals, they don't like a lot of the locals can't even sit in some of the restaurants and eat. If they work there, they gotta like go away and eat somewhere else, in their in another place. I know the one in Bezzy Beach, they can't like sit in the like areas in, maybe in the restaurants on the areas to eat. They have to go out. And it looks like in Tegeta, it's a little bit different because the shoppers in Tegeta is still kind of new, and they cook a lot of the food in the back. They have a place where the locals cook food, so you can get all kind of local dishes, baked goods, and their food is good. All kind of stuff in the back, and I'm sure that the locals that work there and everything, they eat that because that they're working. So, but yeah, I just wanted to share my experience that I have had with working with Indians and Arabs in Tanzania. Has been top notch for me. It's kind of, yeah, I would never think that I would say that, but it's been great for me. Like they treat me good. They treat me outstanding. This is another example. When I first got here, I went to buy my furniture for my apartment. So I want to furnish my apartment. So when I went to Carriacou, that's the major market that most people, shop at, and they buy things, right? So I went to Carriacou, and I went into a Arab man's store, electronics store, because I needed a fridge, a stove, and those are the two main things I need: a refrigerator and a stove. So I walked in, and he had all these appliances. So I'm trying to figure out which stove I want, which refrigerator I want, and a washing machine. That's what I needed. I need a refrigerator, a stove, and a washing machine. So I went in his store, and I was thinking I was just going to get the stove, but he had everything, all the appliances I got from him. When I got the stove, then I saw a refrigerator, then I saw a washing machine. So I just got everything from him. But the reason that I decided to get everything from him is because when I went in there, he was very polite. He greeted me. And even though I didn't speak Swahili, I had a local with me who was speaking for me. But he kept walking past me, trying to show me things. And he knew a little bit of English, so English, but he kept walking past me, and he kept saying samahani, samahani. So I asked my local that was with me. I said, he keeps saying something. What is he saying? And my local brother told me he's saying excuse me. He's saying excuse me. So that's how I learned the word samahani, because he kept walking past me. He kept saying excuse me. He kept saying samahani. Every time he walked past me, he was like samahani, and he was a Muslim, and so they just a little bit different. But he was very respectful. He was very, even if it was fake, he still was respectful, because he knew I was coming in there to spend money. He knew I needed an item. So he was very nice. He was very accommodating. I was telling him what I was looking for. So when I got the stove, I saw refrigerators. I said, oh, yeah, refrigerators here. Went to look at the refrigerator. He was on it then. He was showing me a refrigerator. I got this one. I got that one. Then I was like, okay, you have a washing machine. I looked at that one. He was like, yeah, we have this one and that one. Like, he was like on it. His customer service was top notch. And he, even though he didn't speak English well, he was very polite. And I even threw in a rice cooker. I even threw in a rice cooker. I was like, let me get that rice cooker. I got I got all my stuff from this one Arab store because of the respect, I vibe that he was, being kind and nice, and even if it wasn't real, he did do it because he knew I was coming in there to spend money, and he got it all. I bought everything from him. But this is an example of some of the experience that I've had with Arabs and Indians. And now, this is the difficult part, but it's the true part. The contrast to the Arabs and Indians versus the local vendors that I have bought things from. Not all, but some. I go to the locals because I want to support. We in America we say support black businesses. So I want to support the locals because I understand it's a struggle, and I understand that it's their country and they trying to do their business too. So I want to support them. So I'll go to get, fruits and vegetables instead of going to Shoppers, because in Shoppers we can get all our fruits and vegetables. And that's what I was doing at first. But then when I started seeing the local vendors, the locals selling their food and vegetables on the street, I wanted to patronize them because, small business. So I would go to the local fruit stands and vegetable stands to get my fruit and vegetables and just get the other items from Shoppers. But when I would go to local vendors to get like their fruits and their vegetables or whatever, they would always overcharge me. They would always overcharge me. Certain ones, like, or if I go to them over a certain time, and then after like 6 months to a year, it could be 2 years, they've been seeing me and seeing me and seeing me. They'll up my prices on the food I get. And I noticed that, and I'm like, why do I was kind of disheartened, and I understand it's a hustle and it's a money thing, and I could always walk away. But I just wonder, why do the locals do that to us when we got the Arabs and the Indians? They don't normally negotiate with the prices because their prices are set. In a lot of their stores, the prices are set. Some stores, like in Curico, I think I could have probably negotiated a little bit more because when I first got here, I didn't know, and I thought the prices that he gave me was pretty good. But I didn't know, I couldn't understand the value of the U.S. with the T-shillings at the time, so I could have negotiated a little bit better. But most of the stores that the Arabs and Indians they have, it's the prices are set for everybody. So what I'm gonna pay, a local is gonna pay. They're not gonna just raise the price for me because I speak English or because I'm a foreign person. Arabs and Indians, they don't do that. I haven't experienced that. They're gonna charge me the same thing they would charge like a local Tanzanian. So I kind of like that because I feel like that's a little bit more fair, and that you're charging me the same amount that you would charge a local person. Even though I'm a foreigner, you still charge me the same. Like, you're not making a distinction between me and a local. Your prices are set, and I kind of like that better. Yes, the prices are higher, or their items are more. They cost more than what a local item would be. But after you get overcharged so much, over time, you've been unpaid the same amount that you would pay at Shoppers for the fruit and for the vegetables. So might as well just go to Shoppers and get food that's a set price for everybody, not just you because you speak English. So this is the issue or the concern that I had when I think about dealing with a working or shopping with or buying from Indians and Arabs and locals. I see a difference in that dynamic. It's always an overcharging situation with us when it comes to our local brothers and sisters. They're gonna always try to get more money from us. It is just what it is. And so it is disheartening and a little bit sad, but it is what it is. I can't change it. It is what it is. We can negotiate, sure. But just doing this video to share my personal experience of dealing with and buying from Arabs and Indians versus local Tanzanians. So we'll be more apt to spend our money with Indians and Arabs because of this versus locals because of this issue with the overcharging. Even when it comes to buying big ticket items, yes, we would prefer to spend for big ticket items like cars and bajajis or motorcycles or furniture. We would prefer to buy it from a local. But when we keep getting overcharged for little things, then we're like, yeah, you already overcharging me for fruit and vegetables. Imagine if I get a car, or imagine if I buy furniture. That's gonna be, that's gonna be a good amount. So we think about stuff like that. So I pray that someday things will be better with the locals and us. And I understand poverty makes you do that. I understand poverty. Uh, when you're in a country where there's a lot of poverty, you get that sometimes with the overcharging. I do understand it, but it happens, and maybe someday things will get better. Maybe someday people's mind will change, and it will be less of the overcharging, especially for people who come from other places. And yes, the value of the money is more, but also the fact that we have to pay residencies and we have to travel and we have to, just the ticket to come over here is anywhere between 2,000, it could be anywhere between like 1,500, and up, 1,500 and up. On a good deal, 1,000 and up. But mostly it's like 1,500 and up for the ticket to come here. So it's already expensive to come. So, we try to live on a budget and keep the spending to a minimum, especially when it comes to food and stuff, because you need food all the time. You buy that all the time. So you don't want to always be getting overcharged for simple foods. If that's the case, we'll just take all our money and go to Shoppers. And we don't want to do that. We want to patronize locals. So I do try to do that and consider that when I do like shopping for clothes, and if I want a dress made or something, I'll go to a local. If I want to buy shoes or anything, that we need, I'll go to locals. So I try to do that and try to negotiate. But yeah, I just wanted to share my experience of living with and doing business with and purchasing items from Arabs and Indians. No problems, no issues. Um, yeah. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'll do another video in the next couple of days. So say salama, peace, family. See you guys in the next video.